Hey guys, I know I am late to the party. I got in super late last night and it just wasn't happening. So you're going to get to see me 2 times today. You're going to get to see me this morning and you'll get to see a little bit of me tonight for tonight's episode's review. So if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. Click that button so you can join the conversation and the family. And if you're already subscribed, as always, thank you. I really appreciate it. I love the love, and let's keep these comments going. Let's keep talking about it in these discussions. Let's just jump into this latest episode because we had quite a few loose ends to kind of tie up. We were still feeling the emotions of Sydney and kind of feeling that embarrassment unnecessarily that Love Island production decided to unleash upon her, which it just felt so targeted. And I went back and just to see, well, were there other tweets that they could have pulled, which I mean, I already knew, but sometimes, you just want to go and verify. And certainly there was a slew of stuff. You were looking to kind of pit Sydney and Phoebe against one another. It was certainly enough information out there where you could have really gotten some more on other people as well. It really seemed targeted to Sydney, and that bothers me. I don't like it at all, and I didn't like to see her continuously still crying. But what I loved is, like I said before in the last video, I love how the girls and the guys even rallied around her. Well, the OG girls, y'all know Nadra and Phoebe are still on my list, okay? But even more, and this is somebody, because y'all know I've not liked some of Isaiah's actions. I'm not like just I hate Isaiah, but I've not liked some of his actions. But tonight, I liked his actions. I really did. As it pertains to the tweet itself, if we can all go back and we remember what was actually said in that moment, I really don't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't like it when it was said, but as, watching a young, dumb, sometimes insensitive young man who might not have been thinking, I don't think he was thinking when he spoke. And I did say this in the last video. I genuinely don't think it was as deep as it was made. But I still think words can be hurtful. And so that's why we always have to be mindful of what we say because of how it can be perceived and how, just how somebody else could interpret it, because we don't know what other people's pains or traumas or triggers are. So we always want to be cautious of that. What I love most about Isaiah, and because I genuinely think that I don't even know if he fully understood what he said or could remember fully, like, dang, or did I have more of a conversation than I thought? I genuinely don't think he knew. I mean, like, you might have known you made some comment, but like, dang, like, was it that deep? What I love is he didn't make excuses for it. He did not try to make excuses. Like, he looked like he was reflecting, but when it came time to really try to, I don't want to say make that up to Phoebe, because it didn't even seem like necessarily just something of making it up for the game, because there is still this game going on and this want to win, of course. But I really feel like he cared about Sydney's emotions. I don't think, regardless of whether he's a playboy or not, I don't think he wanted to hurt her emotions or make her feel embarrassed or less than. I don't think he wanted that for her. I do think he cared enough about her as a person, aside from relationship, couple, Love Island. I think he cared enough about her, the person, and he didn't try to make excuses. It was just like, he really took ownership for how whatever he did that could be perceived in such a way that it would hurt her or embarrass her in such a way. So I thought that was so needed. And again, just taking it outside a relationship, because her mental health is what I care most about, because Love Island can come and go like that. There's one Sydney, there's one you. So when she walks outside of that villa, you want to have her, just be able to be okay with herself and have that support. So because she is outside of a place where she does not have maybe, some lifelong friends or family around to support her, I think having Isaiah in her corner and how he went about it was excellent for her, and we got to see a little bit of her morale change and still feel a little bit better. I'm not saying it's a one size fits all or that it's all gone away, but it was nice to kind of see that build up for her, because it was definitely needed. Sometimes when we get down a little bit, you do want to have that pick me up. So I have never liked the episodes of the girlfriend, or I want you to be my girlfriend, and you do like the whole, I don't know, this whole all these shenanigans, making it a big deal to ask somebody to be your girlfriend. But in this particular moment, I loved it for Sydney. I think she needed it. I think it lifted her spirits. I think it just gave her confidence and a glow, and got us back to the Sydney we saw when she walked in. And Mama Zeta, as she was talking to her before that, like, and she pretty much had said something like, you know, like, I know this hurts, blah, 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 but you remember who you are. And I just think between that and Isaiah and that situation, you just saw, you know, you gotta, okay, like, you know, I'm gonna get myself together. And again, you know, it's not gonna all go away in a moment, but we got to kind of see her kind of just gather herself and smile again. And so that was really, really nice. Now, in saying that, as some of the stuff was happening, as Isaiah was trying to build up to get better, and just get back in her good graces and to get her smiling again, there was little things he was doing before he even got to the I want to make you my girlfriend thing. And if you notice, because this is what I always say, just in life, period, and especially as we watch these shows, look in the background and check people's actions and what they're doing, because then we can really get a sense sometimes of people's character. Now, I'm not a behavioral therapist or somebody who watches, I don't know, body language, but because everybody's can be different. Sometimes people cannot show much emotion in that. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bitch or something. You know, sometimes that's just people's demeanor. And this is coming from somebody who has a son with Asperger's. So I definitely know that things can be misinterpreted sometimes. So, but in saying that, sometimes you can look and see in the background and look at people's emotions and look at their facial expressions. And something I saw a lot when looking at Phoebe, and at times Nadra, but I'm really going to focus on Phoebe because she does it quite a bit. I think Kat did it a lot when they don't think that the camera is on them or the attention is on them, or even if maybe sometimes they just can't help themselves and who they seem to be. You know, you would see her kind of cutting her eyes, kind of just like, it just wasn't what she seems to, what her words don't match up with her actions. And it just constantly keeps showing itself. Even I was just like, Lord, when she was doing Sydney's hair, I was like, oh my God, like, you know, not even like I believe in voodoo like that, but I'm like, girl, don't let her touch your head. Like, you know, I do believe in energy. Don't let somebody, something like if somebody has not shown you, and like maybe it's editing, y'all, I don't know. But, you know, from what Phoebe has shown me, she could never touch me. Like, if I was sitting in that situation, like, nope, we're good. Deb, you want to come get me? Slay me up? Tie me back? Like, so, but that just also, you know what speaks to Sydney's character and some of the girls who try to move forward, even if they don't trust, because I don't think any of them are really that trusting of her. But, you know, just trying to move the situation. But as far as Phoebe and Chad are concerned, I'm so over them. I am hoping that we all have done our part. So y'all, like when it's time to vote, when these things happen, we need to get who we want out the villa, okay? So I'm hoping, and it is unfortunate because I do like Joel because we still haven't had that recoupling. But if I had to pick between Chad and Phoebe, I guess it would definitely be Phoebe. She has to go. She has to go. She just her energy and vibe. And I don't even mind like villains because, you know, sometimes that's okay. But when it becomes like detrimental and like you're messing with somebody's mental well-being. And I know, again, Phoebe did not release that tweet, but she for doggone sure did not help some of the things. And I feel like she just stirs up things regardless of whether it's hurting somebody to stroke her ego to make herself feel good. And we even see that just in her conversations with Chad. I just think they're too pompous, arrogant buttholes sometimes, if I can say that, okay, guys? Because I just, even just the whole pre-law thing, the GPA, like for me, if you are smart, and I'm not saying she's dumb, I'm not saying that at all, because I don't know, like her GPA very well could be 4.0, all these things pre-law. But when you're smart, somebody who's truly smart doesn't have to say they're smart continuously. It shows in your conversation. It shows in the depths of your interactions. And it was showing your conversation, like your conversations, you have with your smarts, you can add so much more to your discussions. So don't just keep saying it like it's this card or like it's her playing card. Just be it. Live what you want, so you don't have to keep trying to sell us something. Because what you're selling, I'm not buying. Chad, same thing. Like, I just think they both think that they're so clever, and I think they've truly outsmarted themselves for the game. And Nadra too. Nadra definitely, I think, has the same kind of manipulative thing. But what I will say is she definitely is a little bit smarter about it and trying to camouflage it. But a lot of us see her too for what it is. I feel like I could be wrong, but I'm just saying how it comes across. Because I definitely still don't feel like she's a bit more into Jeff. And, and I think she's a woman who has learned, and been taught, I don't say taught because I don't know nobody's family, but who has learned, and much of society, like kind of, it teaches us, if that's what you want sometimes as a woman, to use your body, use what you got to try to get what you want. Because even to the point where, and during the game when she I've seen Jeff in that, okay, so we already know what it is, okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, and Jeff, he does have to own some of this because he was definitely pushing, Phoebe over in Casa more towards Isaiah, or Isaiah pushing for him to go for Phoebe. But I do think sometimes you can put your foot in your mouth. And I think sometimes you can learn, he sees it for what it is. And I don't think he's meant to be hurtful. I think, sometimes you don't get to see stuff in real time. And when you see it play out, it's like, oh, shoot. So in that regards, I don't think that he meant for all of this to transpire. No way he could have foreseen this. But as it pertains to him and Nadra, I do think he really likes her. I do think he's into her. I don't know, like, as deep as some of his conversation goes when he says, I want to marry, I want to have kids. I don't know about all that, but I do think he's really into her. I just don't think it's a genuine thing. I do think she thinks Jeff is funny and all these things, but I don't know if those feelings are mutual. So then there's Mackenzie and Joel, who are still left out here. Y'all know, like I said in my last video, Mackenzie was such a force in season 2 that even though I do think that Joel and Mackenzie could really work, I don't want to see her force anything because I really, really liked her and Connor. And of course, you have to be able to grow. So I'm not saying to stay in that because obviously that didn't work out. But it was so special for some of the biggest couples of Love Island USA in particularly that I don't want to see her force anything. But if it should happen and she gives it a chance, I do think her and Joel could, at least for their time in the villa, I think they're definitely much more matched as far as maturity, how they carry themselves. I think it could work. I do think it could work. Deb and Jesse are still flying high in the clouds, y'all. I still like them. I still... I think I like their conversations, that it's building. I know for some people it doesn't seem to be building anywhere or building fast enough, but I do think that we've got a chance to see them grow. And as it continues in our time we have left, I do, I want to continue to see where it takes us. Zeta and Timmy, you can't really go wrong with what we see, and just we're hoping that it's genuine. But as far as it pertains, as it seems to be now, I do think that it is. I mean, like, when you're isolated in these spaces, y'all, so much can move so quickly, and you become so attached and relaxed. So, sometimes I do believe that sometimes the demeanors of what we're saying, or you can lay into that being comfortable because you have been just kind of quarantined in this space with what is now your person. And with Zeta and Timmy and Jesse and Deb kind of being one of the longer couples, and even Isaiah and Sydney with what they're going through, there really is this attachment and this care. Now, whether you truly want to be with this person on the outside or whatever, in this moment, I do think a lot of the emotions that we are seeing are genuine and kind of raw. And while I am not a woman, I will always say that I'm not a woman who believes that you have to, because some people think that you have to go through horrible things to show love, and that I'm not one of those people. But what I do think we are seeing is a lot of raw things and raw emotions happen, and you're getting a chance to see how they really deal with it. So by the time, if you do choose to move on with this person in the real world, you have a better idea of who they are and how they handle things. And, you have just that better connection. So I'm still, for my top, right now, I still have Zeta and Timmy. Jesse and Deb, Isaiah and Sydney, Nadra and Jeff. Y'all, I really do like Jeff, but Nadra, I don't know. Like, I'm still just not convinced. If we can get a little bit more from Mackenzie, which I still, like I said, I have mixed feelings about. I do think that they could, kind of maybe weasel their way in, because I do think that Mackenzie could have enough fanfare from, the previous season, whichever, but it probably looks like it'll be Jeff and Nadra, but let's just hope that we all did our part. That's the main focus side. Like, we're going to take it one step at a time. Goal tonight is to get Phoebe up out of this villa so we can start to just do some cleansing, do some relationship tightening, getting those bonds a little bit stronger. And we really can, just get into kind of the happier times of it all, where we kind of went through the storm, and now we really get a chance to see what's genuine, what's not, as we have, we have probably like the families are going to meet, those kind of things. So we'll really get a chance to see and hear what people are truly like, get a sense of their background, and kind of, see who is going to really be in our top. So you guys let me know what you think of last night's episode. Meet me back tonight, and we will discuss and break down everything Love Island USA tonight. And you guys go out and have a great day, a great evening, and I will check you all out tonight. Peace.